Hall of Fame football coach Vince Lombardi once said, "Once you learn to quit, it becomes a habit." Football is a sport that is fueled by so much emotion and work. For some, football is a hobby, but for me, it is an addiction. I am a footballaholic and have played the game forever and could talk about the game forever. The culture behind football is intense, hard-nosed, and exciting, all wrapped up into one. Football has taught me many different life lessons, and I'm sure you all could learn a lesson or two from the game. I have played football and I have grown up around football for most of my life, and it just comes easy to me. The culture of football can teach you about the rules of the game, life lessons, and many more. During the next few minutes, I will be talking about the background of football, how to play the game, and the lessons football can teach you. The history of football is pretty intense, so I am just going to keep it more on the basic side. According to electromech.com, American football first became popular in the eastern portion of the United States in the mid-1800s. Also, according to history.com, on November 6, 1869, Rutgers and Princeton University participated in the first intercollegiate football game, and it was held in New Brunswick, New Jersey. My involvement in the game of football has been pretty intense. I have played for 13 total years and played many different positions on the football field. There are 11 of them on each side of the ball, and I have also experienced a lot throughout those 13 years of play. I also coach a flag football team now that my playing days are over, because I would still like to be involved with the game and pass down those life lessons that I have learned to the next generation of young people. Now that we have some knowledge about the background information of football, let us dive in how to play. The rules of the game can be simple yet complex all at the same time. The main objective is to score more points than the other team. You do this by moving the ball up and down the field, and the field is 100 yards long, and you have to move the ball into the 10-yard end zones on each end of the field. You can do this by either running the ball or passing it from quarterback to receiver. You are given 4 chances to move the ball 10 yards to gain another 4 chances to keep moving the ball down the field. There are many common mistakes that are associated with the game of football, but here are the most common that I have experienced and researched. Offensive players block defensive players on every play. Sometimes offensive players tend to block the defensive players incorrectly, and that results in a hold. A hold is a penalty that is indicated by the referee throwing a yellow flag out onto the field during the play, and then after the play, the team who is supposed to be penalized is. A hold results in a 10-yard penalty for high school players, and in professional football, it results in a 5-yard penalty. Another common mistake that you see in a typical football game is defensive players hitting an offensive player or pass catcher before they catch the ball. This also results in a penalty and is indicated by the referee throwing their yellow flag out onto the field. For both levels, this is a 15-yard penalty for the defense, so the offensive team gets 15 yards added on and a first down. As you can see, the rules can be simple yet complex all at the same time, but the lessons that are learned from football are what are really worth it. How to compete is one of the major life lessons that I have learned from football. Throughout everyone's life, you're going to deal with different adversity, and you have to learn how to bounce back from that adversity and adjust so you can still be successful. And another lesson is not to settle for less than what you deserve. Preparation is such a big thing in life and in the game of football, and if you really aren't prepared, then you're most likely not going to be successful. So preparation is a big thing, and if you want to be successful, then you should, so you don't have to settle. Another big life lesson that I have learned is teamwork. Throughout a typical football game, you have to work as one in a way. All 11 players have to do their job correctly on each and every play so they can be successful. If one player does not do their job to the best of their ability or messes up in some way, then the play can go haywire and things can go wrong. You also learned compassion for your teammates. You spend a lot of time with this group of people throughout a typical football season, and you learn for them to become your brothers and sisters in a way. And this also translates to life by having compassion for your friends, your family, and anyone else that is involved with your life. Football is on my mind pretty much constantly, and I have been thinking about it pretty much right now. This is a typical football that is used throughout a game, and this is also a helmet that is used to protect you from anything bad that can go wrong. Football is a game of many emotions. I would like you guys to think about one thing in your life that is associated with a lot of emotion and the memories behind it. I hope they're good ones, because they are for me. Over the past few minutes, I have talked about the background of football, how to play, and the life lessons that you can learn from it. I hope that you guys can think about that emotional thing and the memories that are associated with it. Quitting really isn't an option in life, so keep moving forward and don't let it become a habit.